What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading. This is something a little bit different for my channel. I've never tried this before. I wanted to give it a go. I watch a lot of different YouTubers, tarot YouTubers, and a lot of people are doing these, and for me personally, they've been very beneficial. They've been very accurate, and I wanted to give it a go myself and see how it works out. Maybe it won't, maybe it will. If it does work out and you got something out of it, let me know in the comment section, and that'll let me know to keep on doing these videos. But today I want to do something special. I want to ask Spirit what message it has for us. This is kind of a general thing. I just asked Spirit what message it has for us, and I chose 4 crystals. And you're going to choose from one of these 4 crystals, and that'll be your reading. Here I've got Indigo Gabbro. This is a crystal of deep internal reflection. It's a shamanistic stone. It's a stone of deep mystery and polarities. We've got Lepidolite here, and this is a stone of soothing comfort, of calmness. We've got Azeztulite, so this is Himalayan gold Azeztulite, and this is a variety of quartz which has a very high vibration and helps us to connect with source into the higher realms. And then I've got Garnierite, which is a stone of the self. It's a stone of finding the self and understanding the self. So what you're going to do is pick a card based on this crystal that you see, whichever you're most drawn to. What we can do is let the Tibetan singing bowls get us into a state of relaxation so that you can pick the card not logically. It's better if you pick the card intuitively, or pick the pile and crystal intuitively. So if you would, with me, get into a very meditative state, slow your breathing down, perhaps close your eyes if that helps you, and let the cards and the crystal that is attracted to you come to the forefront. So let's get into that meditative state now. Alright, so I should have your crystal picked out. Before we get into this reading, I just want to say that I do offer personal tarot readings. If you would like to get a reading from me on an individual basis, you can head on over to my Etsy shop. I offer very affordable tarot readings there, so the link is in the description box below. But at this point, you can now skip to the crystal you have chosen. I'll put a link to the timestamp in the description below as well. Alright, first we're going to get into the Indigo Gabbro reading. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning is that we're going to be using 3 decks, all by the same author, Will Worthington. I should have mentioned that. We've got the Druidcraft Tarot, the Wildwood Tarot, and the Druid Animal Oracle. So we've got a druidic type reading today. Alright, let's turn them all over at once. Alright, we've got the King of Pentacles from the Druidcraft. We got the Two of Stones challenge from a Wildwood Oracle. And we've got the B card from the Druid Animal Oracle. So the feeling I'm getting here is a very pentacle energy. We've got 2 pentacles. The stones in this deck represent pentacles. And the King here, I think, is really trying to tell us that now's the time to really get grounded and get productive. For you guys, it's a time for handling your business. Let's put it that way. That's kind of the overall message I'm getting here. It's time for you to handle your business. It's time for you to get serious. It's time for you to develop a plan of action. It's time for you to get busy. Like the bee here really tells me that it's time to be industrious. You know, you think of a bee, it's always working, it's always moving forward. It's you know, it's always part of a bigger cohesive unit. And there's no vacation time for a bee. It's always doing its job. And I think that's kind of the energy that you need to embody at this time. The Two of Stones, generally speaking, is about handling the day-to-day business, the day-to-day aspects. And I think that that's what this card is representing here. And of course, the King of Pentacles is someone who's always working towards the goals that they've set for themselves, and is very industrious. I don't know. That's not exactly the right word that I'm trying to find, but it's the best I could come up with. So I think the message for you here, Indigo Gabbro friends, is that playtime is over, I guess, in a sense, at least for now. It's time for you to focus on your goals. It's time for you to put the work in. It's time for you to make sure that you have a plan and that you're following this plan and you're moving forward productively. It seems like the energies are behind you here for you to be working towards that end. So I hope that makes sense. And I want to thank you for watching this reading. And of course, if you want a personal reading from me, you can get that through my Etsy shop. All right, so on to the next one. All right, this reading here is for people who chose the Himalayan Gold Azeztulite. And one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video is that we're going to be using 3 different decks, all by the same author. It's Will Worthington. We've got the Druidcraft Tarot. We've got the Wildwood Tarot. That's what it's called, right? Yeah, the Wildwood Tarot. And the Druid Animal Oracle. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Those are our 3 cards. And let's just look at them all at once. We got it all in frame. Very good. All right, we got the Queen of Pentacles from the Druidcraft. We got the 7 of Vessels Mourning from the Wildwood Tarot. And then we've got the Adder from the Druid Animal Oracle. Give me a moment here with these cards. The feeling I'm getting here is that there seems to be a little bit of sadness from... I mean, this is the general reading, so it's going to be different for all of you, but there seems to be a little bit of sadness stemming from maybe a failure of some kind. I'm getting the feeling here that this is like maybe a disappointment that goes along with maybe something not working out in your favor in the recent past. And I get the feeling that there's some venom here. Right? The snakes lead me to believe that there's some sort of negative energy, I guess you could say. I don't want to call it necessarily negative energy, but it's some energy of disappointment is really the strongest feeling I'm getting here. And I think the message here is that you can either let that disappointment get the best of you, or you can use it as fuel to succeed in the future. I think that this Queen of Pentacles here shows that your heart was in the right place. It still is. You care about others and you care about doing for others. And I think that just because something hasn't worked out perfectly correctly, maybe there was some confusion, maybe there was some obstacles. I mean, that's always going to happen, but if you always let that get in your way and you let that turn you sour, if you let that fester, if you keep thinking about it and you hold that negative energy in, then it's going to manifest in ways that you don't necessarily want. I think rather what this spread is telling us is that if that resonates with you, then use it for good. Realize that whatever happened to you has made you stronger and has made you more willing to succeed, more able to succeed, more knowledgeable in the succession. Okay, and so don't let it get the best of you. And I think that's the real message here in this spread. Don't let it get the best of you. Move forward with positivity and see things from a positive angle. All right, so that's going to be the reading. I want to thank you for watching. You can get a personal reading with me if you like, and I do that through my Etsy shop. Very affordable. The link's in the description box below. But thanks for watching. We're going to move on to the next one. All right, this reading is for those who chose the Lepidolite crystal. One thing I forgot to mention at the start of this video is that we're using 3 different decks from the same author. These are all images from Will Worthington. and they all have a druidic feel to them. We've got the Druidcraft Tarot, we have the Wildwood Tarot, and we've got the Druid Animal Oracle. Forgot to mention that at the beginning. So let's see what message Spirit has for you. All right, give me a moment with these cards here. Oh, okay. The message I'm getting for you is very simple here. Have confidence in yourself and your abilities, but temper that confidence, right? If you imagine like people in our lives, maybe even if it could be you, someone who has too much confidence, so much confidence in themselves that maybe it works to their disadvantage, to their detriment. This spread is saying have that type of confidence, but temper it with knowledge, with vision, and with joy. Right? There's nothing wrong with confidence. You know, in our society, we're taught to look down on people with too much, air quotes, too much confidence, right? Because they're brash, they're self-centered, they're egotistical. But we need confidence to succeed in our lives. And this card is saying embody that confidence. Don't be afraid of it. But remember that, yes, it's possible to have, not to have too much, but not to temper it with enough of these two things, with enough wisdom, intelligence, vision, and joy and happiness. You know, when I think of a seal, for instance, I think of a loving energy, right? A seal doesn't do harm to anybody. It wants to play, right? It wants to, well, I guess it does harm to the fish, but it's got to eat. But you know what I'm trying to say. A seal is as an animal that's full of joy and happiness and that youthful spirit or energy. So I think you need to temper your confidence with that, but also temper your confidence with this hawk energy. And you know, the hawk is very smart. It sees things from a higher perspective. It uses its logic and intelligence to survive and to get the best of the situation. So I think that it's good for you to have confidence. It's important for you to have confidence, but you have to make sure that you have these two qualities to go along with it in order to succeed. Because you know, too much of anything is a bad thing. Too little of something is a bad thing. But if you walk the middle path here and you have, you know, if your porridge is just the right temperature, then I think you're going to do very well. And so that's a message for you from Spirit today, Lepidolite friends. Okay. Last thing I just want to say, if you want to get a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box below, so go check that out if you want. They're very affordable. And we're going to move on to the last crystal. All right, this reading is for those who chose Garnierite as their crystal of choice. And one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video is that we're using 3 different decks that are all by the same artist. They're all done by Will Worthington. We got the Druidcraft Tarot, we got the Wildwood Tarot, and we got the Druid Animal Oracle. So let's turn these over and see what message we've got here. And give me a moment to just go into these cards. We've got the Justice card from Druidcraft. We've got the 8 of Stones skill from Wildwood. And we've got the Blackbird from the Druid Animal Oracle. Okay. This is an interesting message. You know, in society, we're told that hard work pays off. And to some extent, that's true, I guess. You know, whatever you believe to be true will be true for you. But I think what this message here is saying is that if you want to get, you're going to get what you put in, right? You're going to get back what you put in. So if you put in hard work, you're going to see results. It's not the only way to see results. And I think that's kind of what the Blackbird is saying. I think this message is saying in order to see results, you have to merge hard work with a playful type attitude. When I see this Blackbird card, I'm getting the feeling of, you know, just being yourself, right? When we think of work, we think of doing stuff for other people, and that's not really being ourselves. When I see the Blackbird said to me, be yourself. And I think that's very important in order to get back exactly what you're trying to create. So this spread is telling you to work hard, but also to be yourself at the same time. You're going to have to merge those energies in order to get exactly what you want out of your manifestations, out of life, out of what you're creating here. So the Justice card is telling me that in order to get those things, in order to get exactly what you want, you have to be willing to work hard, but you also have to be willing to play hard as well. It's going to take both of those energies, and society will have you believe that this is the only way to get what you want. We've been told that from the very beginning. The harder you work, the more results you're going to see. But what this leads to, if you only focus on this, it leads to being burnt out. It leads to you creating walls, creating obstructions towards what you're trying to create. Because you're looking at things from only one perspective. You have only one energy. And that's not the way to proceed. You need to have this blackbird energy. You need to be willing to play as well. Right? I always use this analogy of the tortoise and the hare, right? The tortoise is moving at a slower pace, but it's consistent. In order to stay consistent, you have to have a lighter energy. You can't just work hard all day. Okay? You just can't. So it's a little bit of an interesting message here. I hope that resonates with you. Remember that if you would like a personal reading with me, you can do so through my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box below, and I offer pretty affordable readings, so check those out. I want to thank you for watching, and I really appreciate you tuning in. So I hope these messages resonated with you. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.